am Trey Ratcliffe. I am here. I have a bunch of questions from Astrum People, and I'm going to go through this sort of little two-part interview. I'll answer the first questions right now. I'm here in Queenstown, New Zealand, and just kind of took a break in the middle afternoon and wanted to answer these questions. This is from a gentleman named Sergey Litvinov. Could be Sergey. Sorry if I said that wrong. Anyway, let's jump right to the questions. Question 1. Your first works. What did they look like? Oh, okay. Well, they looked mostly bad. I have a lot of early work that I think is frankly quite embarrassing. There's a few winners in there, but my hit rate has increased every year I've been trying to do this. But I actually leave a lot of my old stuff up just so that people can be inspired about how much progress they can make if they are curious enough and if they work at it long and hard enough. Actually, I have this one ebook that we sell on flatbooks.com, and it is about how to avoid a lot of early mistakes. And when I started writing the ebook, I thought, oh, well, this will be easy. I'll just go get a bunch of crappy photos that I think are horrible, and then I'll just kind of break them apart and talk about what the mistakes were. And I thought, wait a minute, I'll just use some of my own crappy early photos and talk about why they were bad. So I guess that came in kind of handy in that situation. Okay, question 2. Do you have any formal education in photography, or are you self-taught? No, I have no formal education in photography. I've never taken a class on photography. I never read a book on photography. I prefer learning everything myself in my own way. That's not to say that if you have taken classes or gone to school for photography that's a bad thing. It's okay. Although sometimes a teacher may have a style of teaching that might infect something in your brain that kind of gets stuck in there for a long time that you might want to dislodge in your own way. Whatever path you come into photography is fine. This is my own particular path. And I think you should take anything you hear from a teacher with just a grain of salt and be very suspicious of whatever they're teaching you. Even me, I've started teaching a lot of photography too. I have a course for beginners and intermediate courses. Even stuff that I say you should question. Well, not really. I have to know what I'm talking about. But mostly, you should be very questioning of a lot of teachers and what they bring to the table. Anyway, I think just having this base curiosity is valuable, not just for finding your own path through photography, but whenever anyone tells you anything and they sense, or maybe they seem to have some kind of authority or expertise, or they say it in a very commanding way, I'm immediately suspicious of these people, and you should be too. Okay, question 3. What genres did you try yourself in? Question mark. Well, I don't know if that's related to photography or art in general. I've tried many different kinds of art. I have various failures across the battlefield of art. Occasional successes, but mostly failures. I've done everything from drawing to ceramics to painting, and really I'm awful at most everything. I'm best, I guess, at photography. I do have a ceramics wheel that I don't get to use as much as I'd like to, but I really do enjoy that. Anyway, that's that answer. Question 4. How would you describe your photos? This is a hard one, actually, because I hate to categorize. I'm very anti-categorization, because as soon as you categorize yourself, whoever you're talking to immediately has a preordained idea of what that category means. And I think any artist hates that, especially me, because I don't like people having an idea of what they're about to see before they see it. I just like a full-on tabula rasa. I want it to be just brand new to them. So usually that's why I have my iPad nearby, and I would just hand people my iPad. I say, okay, here, flip through these 20 pieces, and that's a pretty good approximation of what I'm about artistically. And I even hate to go away, I even hate to use the word photo in a way, because what I do is such a departure from traditional photography. And I think it will be even more of a departure in coming years, because, you know, a photographer traditionally has been someone that goes out and uses, like, you know, glass and mirrors and film to capture the light around them. Well, you know, that was sort of the alpha omega of that process, is right there in the camera, maybe some darkroom work. Well, I do so much on the computer, and I use so many different types of devices to capture the light around me. I don't really know what the word is going forward, but really I think we're all moving to a point where we just use devices to capture the light of the fabric of reality around us. I don't know what word that is. But I think that we'll find the word photo to be increasingly inappropriate to define what a lot of us do. Question 5. What kind of equipment and techniques do you use to create your photos? Well, on my site I have a full list of all of my equipment. This is a popular question. It's not just equipment, it's not just the hardware, but it's the software. I have a huge array of software tools and plugins and stuff that I've found that I love. I only recommend stuff that I actually use. I use a lot, so I have a lot of recommendations, but if you really want to know, you come see there. But generally, I use, for capturing the image, I use a Nikon DSLR and or a Sony NEX7. That's currently what I'm using. In fact, my friend Abe is recording me right now on a Sony NEX7. I love that little camera. I think things are increasingly going in this mirrorless direction into smaller cameras with nice sensors. On the software side, I use Photomatics from HDRsoft. I use Nik software. I use On1. I use Lightroom and Photoshop. And if any of you guys ever want to try any of these, just come check out the website. And because I send these people so much traffic, we end up having discount codes and that sort of thing. Anyway, there's a little taste of some of the stuff I use. Okay, so that's the end of part 1 of the interview, and I'll come back with part 2 soon. Thanks.